Kanye West has officially lost his mind. This has got to be one of the greatest crash outs in human history. Earlier this morning, Kanye West released a series of tweets, nothing short of disgusting. Some of these tweets are unbelievable. Some people question if Kanye will ever bounce back from what he said, but in order for them to make any sense, we gotta start from the beginning. Now, before things went absolutely ballistic, he had a few tweets that were considered normal for him. He recently made headlines with him and his wife at the Grammys when she wore some essentially see-through, but that's besides the point. Things were normal in Kanye West's world. That was true until midnight on February 7th. In all caps, just for clarity, they trying to make an example out of Puff, me, and my brother had our issues, but these white people trying to use Puff to scare homies. I'm neither scared nor brave, this just me. For anyone that doesn't know, Puff is P Diddy, and Kanye goes on to make a few more comments about the whole situation. But my favorite is when he tops it off with "Puff, we love you," to which someone responds, "No." But after this, he decides to thank Elon for buying X. He immediately got community noted because some people thought he wasn't actually banned. And it turns out he's not banned from Instagram. Well, at least not yet, because this gets a lot worse. Now, Kanye makes a few tweets about God, talking about this God's money, which is a crazy statement, and then goes on to quote Elijah Muhammad. And just as you thought he was getting on the right track, he makes another comment about Puff. This, my friends, is the calm before the storm. He comments on Drake's smoking hoodie, which he says hard, before starting an absolute rampage. All right, this is your trigger warning because this is where it gets out of pocket way too fast. Now, X tried to limit the visibility of this post, but 2.9 million people saw it. Any person come in my face and ask me about that Puff crap, I'm stealing off them immediately. I don't give a F if you are 8 feet tall. I'ma jump and steal off you. No more homies telling me that color hat to wear. If you ask me on the phone, I'm hanging up immediately and never speaking to you again. If you DM me, I'm blocking you. You homies is controlled and broke. All you Kamala deriding F words. Y'all got everything to say about my opinions when you just do what N words make. You do for money. F word don't mean gay either. It means F like it always meant you. Effing R word. Wow. What I think happened is some of his friends saw him starting to tweet, knew where this was going, and tried calling him to be like, bro, don't post anything. Please get off your phone. And I think for some reason that just set Kanye off. It would be different if they tweeted at him, but instead they decided to call him and text him directly. So they were trying to keep it private, but obviously Kanye had felt some type of way about this. And as we'll see very shortly, this is the start of, honestly, the end of Kanye. F all this woke crap. They putting fat B words on the wrong way. Nobody want to see that crap. It's unhealthy. It promotes obesity and the wild crap, as if the fat B words losing weight, then they lose their acceptance for Adele because she actually has another talent, then being used as a pawn for political agendas. It's honestly like actually hard to read because A, it's in all caps, and just the wording he decides to use. I mean, I don't think he even proofread like this before even sending it. My mind was auto-correcting as I was reading this. And this is where it starts to get actually bad. I'm never apologizing for my Jewish comments. I can say whatever the F I want to say forever. Where's my effing apology for freezing my accounts? Suck my D word. How's that for an apology? Sent at 3:10 a.m. It says that's when his last edit was. So maybe he is going back and correcting his spelling because oh my gosh. Then 2 minutes later, be clear, you Jewish N-words. Don't run me no more. This is a free country and this is my free opinion. You abort black children for stem cells. Abortion is murder and it's pushed onto the black and Latino communities. What? There's no way drugs are not involved in the background. Like there's no way you just go on this rampage. It's insane. And then he doubles down. Anyone who worked for me that don't agree, F, you quit. You most likely charging too much anyway. We all being used by the system. Every tweet I make promotes Elon's platform and the most lit person that ever been on Twitter. Shopify is not my platform. I'm the one-man army because no other celebrity or non-celebrity got the power to do crap. And that wouldn't, even if they did, I'm above any other. And then he goes on to say, basically, no one spoke their mind in history and lived, so why stop now? And then basically says something along the lines of, hey, if you're not for me or against me, I don't even care anymore. But one thing that I love during this is his fans trying to stop him. I mean, that's enough, Mr. West. Please, no more for today. But if we learned anything about Kanye West so far, it's that he will not stop and continues to make other comments about the Jewish community. Now, I gotta be real, guys. There's probably another 30 tweets of Kanye West's. I'm gonna show them here on the screen, but it just would take this video be way too long if I actually sat down and read all his tweets over the past night. But some of these are legendary. I mean, I won't assimilate to the simulation, but honestly, the funny one-liners are right next to some outrageous things. I mean, you cannot tell me this is not a mental episode. I don't know anyone in the right mind that would do this. I mean, look, I turned down 3 photos this week for Make-A-Wish kids. Who says that? It's honestly around this time of the night, I really think he's just trolling hardcore. The F Virgil thing was a little far, Virgil being a fashion designer that passed away. And then keeps tweeting about other things. It's actually insane. But my friends, if you thought that was it, you're wrong. He says the craziest thing he said so far. I love Hitler, now what B words? I'm speechless. 4:21 a.m. Let's see if y'all give that money back. And he follows that with his famous line, I'm a Nazi. I mean, I don't think there's any amount of damage control you can do after this. I say whatever the F I want, P words. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to watch, honestly. So at this point, I think Kanye is kind of just saying whatever, you know, a little distracted by other things, talking about celebrities, losing money. But then he says one of the dumbest things I've heard anyone say. I don't give an F how many people you killed or if you went to jail. Going to jail is a very achievable goal. N-word sold all those drugs and still got to rap for a living. I don't know if I can live 100 lifetimes and ever conceive of that sentence. I don't think I could ever formulate that sentence in my head if I lived 100 lifetimes. He goes on to say some crazy things about rappers, but the funniest thing he said was along the lines of, hey, I know you say this on the internet. He then talks about being God on earth and how he has to constantly forgive every human. And then says, if you see anyone around me, know that they are providing a service. Friends are for kids. Some of the craziest things you could say. I honestly don't know if I've laughed so much while making a video. I mean, everything he's saying is just so out of pocket. And to say everything within the span of a couple hours is actually historic. And then he said, Elon stole my Nazi swag. Bro, what? He goes on to talk about rappers and how he hates the way they dress, talking about how the more expensive stuff they put on, the more broke they look. He then triples down on his comments about Jewish people, saying he's completely sober, and then makes some more comments. I mean, this is really hard for Kanye fans. I'm just thinking of graduation in the back of my mind. I mean, reading all these comments, and it's insane. But even if you are a fan, he says at the end of this, if you don't like it, I don't give an F. If you do like it, I don't give an F. He's not on anyone's team right now aside from his own. But just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it does. After coming out of the shower, Hitler was so fresh. I don't know how to respond to that. I don't even know what to say. Call me Adolf Hitler and your bit still wants to F? I'm genuinely speechless. He then talks about a conspiracy theory about Michael Jordan's 45 number. He then further incriminates himself, talking about how he really wanted to get all this off his chest, and then absolutely trolls the fact that he was viral. He has a few more tweets that he makes, but honestly, this has to be the greatest crash out of all time. But Kanye West isn't the only person going viral on X. Emily Willis, YouTube's favorite corn star, is now in a coma. If you want to learn more, click on this video and I'll see you there.